In the ancient world, where the boundaries between the living and the divine were often blurred, people looked to nature for understanding, seeking to connect with forces that seemed beyond human comprehension. Among the many creatures revered by both the Greeks and Romans, none were more mystically endowed than the bee. These tiny, industrious insects were not just seen as nature's workers, busy with the task of collecting nectar and pollinating flowers. They were also viewed as sacred creatures, capable of bridging the gap between life and death. The ancient Greeks and Romans believed that bees, through their constant interaction with flowers and their creation of honey, were the very carriers of souls, transporting the spirits of the departed from the mortal world to the afterlife. To them, honey was more than just a sweet substance. It was a divine link between the realms of the living and the dead. The connection between bees and souls can be traced back to various mythologies in Greek and Roman culture, where bees were often seen as messengers of the gods. In Greek mythology, bees were associated with the goddess Demeter, the deity of harvest and fertility, as well as with Persephone, her daughter, who was taken to the underworld. It was believed that bees played a crucial role in guiding the souls of the departed to the afterlife. In many depictions, bees were shown flying around the souls of the dead, guiding them toward their final resting place. In some interpretations, it was said that the soul itself would take on the form of a bee when it departed from the body, flitting away to join the divine realm. This belief imbued bees with an aura of sacredness, making them the perfect agents for carrying out the passage of souls across the divide between life and death. The Romans, too, held similar beliefs, seeing bees as creatures that bridged the gap between the mortal world and the divine. The Roman poet Virgil, in his work Georgics, wrote extensively about the relationship between bees and the natural world, describing them as symbols of harmony and divine order. For the Romans, honey was a precious commodity, not just for its sweetness, but for its spiritual significance. It was believed that the act of consuming honey could connect the soul with the divine, offering a taste of immortality. Honey became a medium through which humans could reach the gods, partaking in a divine substance that had been created by the bees, the very creatures who were thought to carry the souls of the departed. In both Greek and Roman culture, honey was seen as a symbol of the divine cycle of life and death. It was used in rituals and offerings to the gods, often placed on altars or shared during sacred ceremonies. The connection between bees, honey, and the soul was not just a metaphorical one. It was deeply embedded in the spiritual practices of these ancient civilizations. Honey was used as an offering to honor the deceased, and it was believed that this sweet, golden substance would carry the souls of the dead into the afterlife, ensuring a safe passage to the realm of the gods. This belief was so ingrained in ancient culture that honey was often included in burial rites and funeral rituals. The deceased would be offered honey in hopes of ensuring that their souls would be nourished and protected during their journey to the afterlife. In some ancient tombs, honey jars have been discovered, placed carefully alongside the bodies of the deceased, serving as both a tribute and a means of ensuring the well-being of the soul on its journey. But the idea of bees as soul carriers extends beyond mere myth and ritual. It reflects a deeper philosophical understanding of life, death, and the interconnectedness of all things. In this worldview, the bee was not just a symbol of productivity and nature's cycles, but also a metaphor for holistic wellness, embodying the balance between life and death, creation and destruction, light and dark. The bee, in its constant work of collecting nectar, reminded humans of the impermanence of life, but also of the potential for transformation and renewal. Just as the bee gathered nectar from the flowers and turned it into honey, so too could human life be transformed, nourished, and preserved, even after death. Honey, in this context, became a powerful symbol of life's eternal cycle. It was not just a food, but a reminder of the interconnectedness of all beings, of the living and the dead, of humans and the divine, of the earth and the heavens. The bee, with its small, delicate wings and its tireless labor, was seen as a messenger between these realms, carrying the souls of the departed from the world of the living to the world of the gods. Honey, the fruit of the bee's labor, was the substance that linked these realms together, connecting the earth with the divine in a tangible and sacred way. In modern times, while we no longer believe that bees carry the souls of the dead, the symbolic connection between bees and the divine continues to resonate. Honey, in all its natural sweetness, remains a powerful symbol of life, sustenance, and connection to the earth. The idea that bees, through their work, bring life and healing to the world is still deeply ingrained in our collective consciousness. Honey's use in medicine, beauty treatments, and even in spiritual rituals speaks to its enduring symbolic power. The idea that it is a substance that nourishes, heals, and connects us to something greater than ourselves. Science, too, has uncovered the extraordinary properties of honey, and its association with life and death takes on a new dimension in the context of wellness and healing. Honey has been shown to have a variety of health benefits, from its antimicrobial properties to its ability to promote wound healing and reduce inflammation. It is a natural source of antioxidants, which help to fight the damaging effects of free radicals and support the body's immune system. Honey's ability to heal wounds, boost energy, and promote overall wellness aligns with the ancient belief in its divine nature as something that can bridge the gap between life and death by fostering health and vitality. Moreover, honey's ability to connect us to nature in a holistic way is a reflection of the wisdom of ancient cultures. By using honey as both a food and a medicine, they understood the importance of living in harmony with the earth and its creatures. The bee, as a symbol of nature's cyclical processes, reminds us that life is not a linear journey, but a constant flow of birth, growth, decay, and renewal. Just as the bee works tirelessly to create honey, nature, too, works in harmony to sustain life, death, and rebirth. Honey, as a product of that work, represents not just the sweetness of life, but also the deep connection we share with the natural world. In this light, the ancient belief in bees as soul carriers becomes a metaphor for the interconnectedness of all things. Just as honey connects us to the divine, the earth, and the cycles of life and death, so too does it connect us to the wisdom of those who came before us, the Greeks, Romans, and other ancient cultures who understood that all life is part of a larger, divine whole. Honey, then, is not just a food or a medicine. It is a symbol of the sacredness of life itself, a reminder that we are all part of a greater, interconnected world. And in this world, the bee, the bearer of souls, continues to guide us, just as it has for millennia.